Welcome to the United States Air Force Academy and our 30th Annual National Character and Leadership Symposium. I am Cadet First Class Aubrey Kurt, the cadet in charge of this year's NCLS, and your MC for this afternoon's Cadet Wing Kickoff. The United States Air Force Academy prides itself in creating extraordinary leaders. In order to accomplish this goal, our institution provides us with the unique opportunity of NCLS, unlike many other colleges and universities across the nation. This year's focus on reimagining leadership and inspiring teamwork is an institutional outcome for NCLS. We have an amazing opportunity to listen to a wide variety of speakers, such as Medal of Honor recipients, Space Force leaders, astronauts, scholars, athletes, senior military leaders, and many more. It is my hope that each of you take this time to reflect, interact with speakers, and to discuss the wisdom gained over the next 2 days. I believe this year's NCLS will challenge our mindset of what it truly means to know ourselves, to know others, and to constructively engage with each other at the team and organizational levels. Whether you are a 4 degree in the class of 2026, or as I am, a soon-to-be graduating firstie in the class of 2023, we all have room to grow as leaders as we challenge ourselves to grow and to successfully lead organizations at a variety of levels. I invite you to join me as we thank those who have given so much to help make NCLS successful year after year. The United States Air Force Academy Class of 1959. Our flagship sponsor, the Class of 1973. The Class of 1974. The Class of 1977. The Class of 1993. The Association of Graduates. The Air Force Academy Foundation. The Falcon Foundation. The Muse Family Foundation, Lieutenant Colonel Retired Earl A. Enix, Class of 1977, and Mrs. Candy Enix, the Defense Orientation Conference Association, the Land of the Free Foundation, and other donors. Without their generosity, this event would not be possible. Now, please welcome Cadet First Class Eric Kennis, Cadet Wing Commander, and Cadet First Class Thomas Corpuz, Cadet Wing Public Affairs Officer, to introduce our presenters for the Cadet Wing Kickoff, the musical duo ARKAI.
What's up, Cadet Wing? How we doing? So before we begin talking about this amazing week of NCLS, I want to get some feedback and hear some positive energy from you guys. So whether you're a firstie or a 4 degree, if you guys had fun this hundreds weekend, let me hear some noise. Okay, not gonna lie, that was a little weak, so we're gonna try one more time. If you guys had fun this hundreds weekend, let me hear some noise. There we go, that's what I like to hear. So before I begin talking about NCLS and how amazing this week is gonna be, I wanna take the time to thank Aubrey and her staff. There have been so many things behind the scenes. They've started a year ago to make this incredible opportunity for NCLS and for all of us to be a part of this. So thank you. So I don't see Thomas anywhere. Do you guys? So I guess we're just going to get started because he's late like usual. So this NCLS weekend and...
I'm late. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm late. This looks nice. I'm going to sit here. Go ahead. Sorry.
Are we ready?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So as I was saying, this NCLS is tremendous. It is the flagship event for character, leadership, and honor. We have over 168 universities with online and in person. We have 30 amazing speakers that are going to be talking to us about teamwork and leadership, right? And I'm going to take a quick moment. Sorry, Mom and Dad. My parents from Chicago flew all the way out to Colorado Springs in the middle of February. I mean, that's incredible.
How about a hand? Yeah, there you go.
And Thomas, I think the cherry on top is no other service academy does anything of this magnitude. I mean, talk about Army and Navy playing for a second, right?
Sheesh. Yeah, can I actually butt in?
Yeah, please,
Cool.
please.
Yeah, you mentioned leadership and teamwork, which is the focus of this year's NCLS. Reimagine leadership and inspire teamwork. I think about my last 3.5 years at the academy, and I'm sure a lot of us can relate. Every day, we kind of get bogged down in the day-to-day activities of cadet life, and we kind of lose sight of the big picture. And I don't know about you, Eric, but in 98 days, something crazy is about to happen. We're about to become lieutenants in the Air Force.
That's scary.
And I think about the leader that I was freshman year and the leader that I am now. And I'm super thankful for the gifts and the tools that USAFA has given me. And I'm super excited for this year's NCLS because it's focusing on leadership. And I'm just thrilled for it. For freshman year, I always thought they give you a block of clay, right? And every year, every NCLS especially, you gain extra tools to start chipping away at that block to try to create the sculpture of the leader that you want to be.
Yeah, it's almost like we're Michelangelo, right?
Something like that. My name's Thomas though, so that's weird. But so leadership. I'm super excited to gain some tools this NCLS and hear from some speakers who are going to talk to me about leadership, talk to all of us about leadership, and give us some extra tools to add to our toolbox. And the other side of that, we're only 98 days away. I would not have gotten here to this stage right now with this boot and everything without my teammates, my friends, my squad mates, everyone who's helped get me here today through the good times and the bad. And as we become lieutenants, that teamwork that we gain from here is something that we're going to have to help our airmen through in just a couple months. So I'm thrilled for it.
Yeah, and one of the speakers I'm super, super excited to hear from is actually Miss Jen Griswold. She's talking about the power of spirit cheese.
Talking craft singles right now?
Craft singles, and if you're feeling spicy, craft doubles.
All right now.
And she's going to be talking about how her time here as a cadet at the academy has transformed her perception on life and how to build a team into something such as what she's doing right now with a team of over 6,000 people into a business of a $20 million market. It's insane.
That's a lot of cheese.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, one of the people I'm also super excited to hear for. The Chief of Staff of the Air Force and the Chief of Staff of Space Operations are here to speak to us, which is a tremendous opportunity. I'm not only excited to listen to them speak, but I also would love the chance to actually get the opportunity to talk to them, get a one-on-one. I've got an idea I'd love to pitch for them.
What's the idea?
I wanna create this machine that instead of rods from God, it's like hot dogs anywhere, just at any point. You get hungry, glizzy in your hand.
I'm really hungry right now. I could kill for a hot dog.
Yeah. Do you think I'll get the opportunity to talk to them?
You definitely will get the opportunity. It's amazing just looking out. In a few moments, we're going to bring on some world famous musicians, ARKAI. And the fact that we have cadets sitting, not only 10 feet away from them is truly amazing. Actually, Thomas, I want to challenge you, myself, and actually all of us to be curious this weekend. Don't just be a listener. Find something that you're passionate about, whether that be the leadership side, the teamwork side, or just a little quote that one of the speakers said, and go engage with them and ask them a question where they get that perspective in life. And then you bet on Saturday, I'm going to ask you what you talk to them about.
I'll do my best. You mentioned ARKAI. I'm super excited for them. I don't know if y'all have heard of them, but I was actually looking at their concert tickets for Hundreds Weekend.
How much were they?
I don't know. They were sold out, so I couldn't even check.
And you're telling me we're about to get to see them for free?
For real.
Wow. And yeah, there we go. And I think it's all across the board with all speakers that they've taken time out of their busy schedules to come and speak to us and share their wisdom and kind of how they grow up. Jared Isaacman has a meeting right before he's speaking. He's flying out here, speaking, and then getting back on his plane to go to another meeting. It's incredible the amount of time and dedication they're putting into us as cadets.
It's a special deal. It's a special deal.
Yeah. Well, Thomas, if you like ARKAI today, right now, make sure to stop by tonight at 1900 on the Terrazzo. We have a special activity for the entire cadet wing. We're going to be doing a decked out laser show featuring ARKAI. The teaser was all decked out with lasers. They're going to be projecting on that chapel box. It's truly going to be an amazing thing.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so I'll let you...
Oh, yeah. Before we go, we're going to introduce him, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, so I'm going to take a video, actually. So you guys better get ready to get happy. This is for the USAFA Instagram. This middle section better get crazy because... All right, yeah, I'm going to introduce you guys. We're going to talk about NCLS a little bit, and then I'm going to be like, yo, if you're excited for NCLS, make some noise, and then you guys will make some noise. Sound cool? All right. Let's see. We'll do it this way. What's up, Instagram? This is C1C Thomas Corpus coming at you from NCLS, and this is the USAFA Cadet Wing, class of 2023 and class of 2026. Now make some noise if you're excited for NCLS. All right, now.
Okay, and without further ado, I'm truly honored to introduce our performers for the kickoff, Jonathan and Philip of the musical duo ARKAI. ARKAI is an award-winning electroacoustic duo that has inspired audiences around the world through their genre-defying string music. They're graduates of the Juilliard School, and their past engagements have included performances at the Met, City Winery, the Lincoln Center, Music Fest, and Carnegie Hall. Their electronic debut composition, Letters from COVID, was featured at TED for a global audience of over 30,000 people from over 182 countries. And recently, they opened for Oscar and Grammy Award-winning artist Jon Batiste at the Javits Center in New York City. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome ARKAI!
Yusafa, how we doing? Hey! We don't even have our mics on yet, but we can feel the energy in this space. Hey, so one more time. Yusafa, how we doing? Man, incredible energy. We love you all. Real quick, do we need from our technical team? Are our mics coming out? Do we need to do anything? Do you hear us? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, that works for us too. We're kind of just deaf on stage. It's all good. Hey, we are so happy to be here, kicking off this amazing NCLS symposium. I'm Jonathan, and my name is Philip. Oh, and we have sound. Hallelujah. Together, we make up the duo ARKAI. We're coming to you from New York. It is just so awesome to be here in Colorado Springs. Absolutely. So we are so excited. You'll be seeing us around over the next few days, as the guys who are introducing us alluded to, right? And also this laser show tonight. We're going to be all over the place, and we can't wait to continue to get to know you, to share some ideas and some more music as well. And so with that, wow. We're going to get started here. Yeah, so we're going to talk about our story today. It's a pretty crazy story. It's almost like a Hollywood movie of sorts about two dudes from opposite sides of the world and how we found one another through a shared vision and mission, creating something beyond our wildest imagination. And so we're going to get started from the very, very beginning. So we have to rewind a little bit to our stories. And also, from the technical team, if we can check this clicker. Anyway, we have to rewind a little bit. There's some adorable childhood photos that we want to get up on screen for you. But to wind it back a little bit, I was born in Southern California in Anaheim, where our local landmark is Disneyland. We got a couple? We have a couple? Absolutely. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Do we have the childhood photos? Can we advance to the next slide, please? Oh, there we go. Worth it for the baby pictures. We had to dig into the archives for these. So I grew up in Southern California, and I was an inspired kid. I had some artistic inspiration when I was a wee lad of 5 years old, and I knew I wanted to play the drums. Unfortunately, both of my parents did not want Philip to play the drums in their house. And so, my artistic inspiration was squelched. And they started redirecting me towards instruments that they were okay with, like the cello. And so cello was not part of the plan, let's just say. I had no intent, no imaginations that this would later become my career. I was a pretty normal kid. I liked Star Wars. I liked video games. I liked computers. And within all of the things I liked doing, I really enjoyed pushing the boundaries, pushing the limits, sometimes to detrimental effects, but we'll get to that later. In my childhood, though, I was also shaped by great mentors and teachers, people who encouraged me to pursue my interests with discipline and vigor, people who impressed upon me the importance and the value of giving back, and also people who went beyond where most people would stop with their work, with their ideas, and went beyond that to create things that were truly extraordinary.
Yeah, so for me, unlike Philip, I didn't just grow up in one place. I was born in Taiwan. I lived in Singapore. I moved all the way to Cincinnati, Ohio. I lived in New Jersey. And then I was in New York, and I've been in New York. And so in many ways, I consider myself a citizen of the world. And it's been a wild ride, but I am so grateful for my journey because it's really just expanded my worldview. And it's really shaped my belief in the power of the arts to transcend cultural boundaries, to really spread joy and to connect people. And so my musical story was, at the age of 4, I was apparently obsessed with this incredible cellist named Yo-Yo Ma. I would actually watch LDs at the time. This might be before all of you all. Laserdiscs. I would watch Laserdisc on repeat of Yo-Yo Ma playing the cello and essentially demanded to play the cello. And so my parents had a cello made for me, and it was bigger than I was. So I switched to the little cello, which was the violin. And so that's what stuck with me. And so I reflect upon my upbringing with so much gratitude. And I think a lot about the sacrifice that my parents made for me. Everything from paying for my lessons to driving me to practice, moving across the world for me and my music training. And so all this to say, we are all shaped by the people around us. Life is unpredictable. Sometimes the best things in life come from personal choices, but other times it can require others to light that spark. And either way, it takes a whole lot of practice, work, dedication, sacrifice, with many twists and turns along the way.
All right, so we've got our respective origin stories, but this is the story about how these two guys from on opposite ends of the world came together around a shared purpose and vision that would change our lives. So the point at which we came together, we both had our respective journeys into music, and it eventually took us to continue our training at the Juilliard School in New York. If we can have the next slide, please. Juilliard is where we went to study our training. It's a place of intense discipline, rigor, focus, maybe something that many of you can relate to. And believe it or not, it is an even smaller institution than the academy. It ranges from about 700 to 850 students. That's across undergraduate, master's, and doctoral levels of study. It's a tiny place. And somehow, even though we, for years, were overlapping in the same hallways and elevators and rehearsal rooms, we never met. Now, the place that we did meet, however, was at a conference. The school had nominated a few students, of which we were among them, to represent them at a conference that brought together young artists from around the country. And so there we were, having never met, and one day after classes, as young people do, there was a little party, and we were all together, and we happened to have our instruments, and we started making music together. And it was incredible. It was a musical conversation of the deepest levels. Had never spoken, had never met, yet we connected musically. And then, as we started to get to know one another after that 60-minute jam session where everyone was dancing and singing and spontaneous poetry, you name it, truly spontaneous poetry. After that, we actually had a conversation and started to discover that we not only had a shared musical interests, but we also had a shared vision for the world, for music, and how we wanted to use that in our lives and in the world. And so a spark was lit that night, and we had no idea at the moment, but it was going to change our lives forever.
Yeah, so that spark, that lightning in a bottle moment, when we have them, it's an incredible feeling, right? It's a miracle of sorts. And so we all go on that journey of life to find that defining thing. Life is so much bigger than ourselves. There's personal dedication, the work we all put in, the sacrifices of other people. It all feeds that possibility of finding that spark. The fact that it might just happen at any time is both kind of nerve-wracking, but also beautiful as well. And so when it does happen, you just have to be ready for that moment. And so that moment might be inspired by someone else. You might be in a room with a bunch of like-minded individuals. You might have set that moment up yourself. I've literally had moments, super mundane and random, where I'm literally just walking on the street and then the freaking light bulb goes off, right? It could be random moments like that. Life is so unpredictable, yet there's so much possibility around us. And so I'm going to garner a guess that many, if not all of you in this room, are here because you've had a spark of some sort that you've sacrificed and that you continue to sacrifice for that spark, and that you have other people that believe in you and your purpose. So once that spark happens, then what?
So we had our moment, lightning in a bottle, 1 in a million opportunities. But once you find that spark, that's not the end. That's not the point where you rest on your laurels and say, I had an amazing thing happen to me. That's the beginning. Life isn't just about finding those moments of inspiration and insight. It's about then what we do with it. Cultivating that energy and passion into something that can positively impact others. Allowing that inspiration to help us become our best selves, and being open to how that one spark might actually just be the first of many, like dominoes. So we took our spark and we ran with it. We have, over the past few years, we've sacrificed a lot of things to pursue that vision and that belief. And we do our best every day to make the most, to maximize what we believe is here. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. It's not always glamorous moments like being on an amazing stage, speaking in front of thousands of young cadets. There is a lot of grit and work that goes into it. Again, something that I'm sure all of you can relate to. But it's incredible how when we pursue those things that are so true to who we are, those things that do inspire passion and energy in us, when we pursue those, how other doors start opening up along the way. And that's been the story of our careers, how investing and cultivating that seed of an idea, that spark, and that combined with showing up for others, being generous, being humble, and pursuing that vision, how that has continued to open door after door after door.
And so, life is so unpredictable, right? I've said that a few times now. But I think the biggest lesson that we've learned is that when so much is out of our control, what we can focus on is what we do control. And so we never know when those spark moments are going to come, right? And so the only thing that we can do is to live openly, to be ready to snatch up those moments when they do appear. And so looking back at our own journey, there have been 3 ideas that have really prepared us time and time again for those moments. And the first idea is this idea of curiosity.
So, I was a really curious kid growing up, and we all know the age-old saying that curiosity killed the cat. Well, in my house growing up, it was more like curiosity killed the computer, because I had a miraculous gift. Anything I touched would somehow lock up or break or freeze or need to be rebuilt somehow, much to my parents' chagrin. But I always loved technology, whether it was building, hacking into, breaking, or rebuilding technology. I just had this innate compulsion to explore and figure out what I could do with the technology that I had at my disposal. Other interests, though, were things like cinematography, graphic design, model making, robotics, just all these things that were inexplicable but innately true to who I was, and all of them creative endeavors. Now, with music, it actually took a little bit more than that, having grown up in a tradition that was felt maybe a little bit less creative, right? You play what you're told to play and you recreate that. It was a moment, it was one of these spark moments when I saw this amazing cellist play a piece where she hit the cello like a drum, where she strummed the cello like a guitar, where she pulled out improvised melodies like a blues singer. And my mind melted and shattered, and I was like, wow, I've never seen anything like that. I didn't know that I could do that. Or maybe I could do that with my instrument. And that was a spark of curiosity for me.
And so curiosity for me was many things. It was different kinds of music. It was the business side of the arts, being an entrepreneur, creating opportunities out of nothing. And so curiosity is really about becoming our best self, our most unique self. We are all innately curious about things. You all certainly are, otherwise you wouldn't be here in this room. And so I think what we want to leave you all with, and what we want you all to think about are, what are some of your curiosities? What are some curiosities that you might not have realized just yet? And so with us, you could probably see all of our curiosities displayed here on stage through our instruments, the myriad of musical genres that we were playing, technology, a vision to do something beyond our music, right? These are all curiosities that both Philip and I had individually, but we came together and we brought all our curiosities together to create something singular and unique. And so,
after curiosity, that's our first idea. You've found some curiosities, right? It's like you found a gemstone in the mine, but that's not where we want to end. We want to take that curiosity, that spark that we found, and now it's time to work it. Some images that we like to use around this second idea of learning is to be like a sponge, immersing yourself and soaking up information. This is where we take the thing that we're interested in and make it potent, powerful, and skilled. And that only comes through learning, through immersing yourself in the thing that you're curious about. Now, a real life hack for this is to surround yourself with people who know more than you do, or who are better at the thing that you're curious about than you are, right? It's like a language, right? The best way to learn a language is to go to the place where the language is being spoken and immerse yourself in that. And the second best way is to watch Netflix in in the language that you're learning.
but that's not all, right?
That's right. So we have curiosity, we have learning, and then we aren't done yet. For us, the final step on this journey is sharing. It's the culmination of this cycle. There's a kind of learning that happens only when you are put to the test, when you have to demonstrate what you know and share it with someone else, to give what you've learned, to translate something that's up here into a mode that someone else can understand and hold on to. Sharing is the kind of learning. It's the pinnacle of learning. But beyond just being another way and a mode of learning, sharing is also something that can start that cycle of inspiration for someone else. You never know when you might be the person, when you are sharing, right? You're on your journey of learning and now you're sharing. You never know when that might actually be the spark that starts someone else's curiosity. And you begin in them that virtuous cycle of curiosity, learning, and sharing.
And so the concept of sharing is really beautiful because it requires the other. It's much bigger than ourselves. We all have something unique to offer this world, and the world needs each and every one of you. You all especially. You've all come for a purpose here that is bigger than yourselves. You're doing these things day in and day out, and it's so awesome. And so this is a call for you all to continue to lead with curiosity, to soak everything up and to learn as much as possible, and to go out into the world and to share your gifts along the way. And so in the spirit of sharing, we're going to play another tune for you all. This is our tune, Letters from COVID. one that embodies all of the ideas that we've been talking about today. You could probably tell when we wrote Letters from COVID. And it was an impossible time. Philip and I were in separate places. We couldn't compose together in the same room. And so what we did was we literally sent each other these audio letters back and forth. And we created this piece that told the story of what we all went through. The incredible anxiety, the sorrow, the desolation. But we also wanted to create a piece that took people to another place, a place that was more hopeful and more beautiful as well. So this is Letters from COVID.
Thank you all so much. It's a real journey to go through that piece. We've played that hundreds of times for audiences all over the world, and every time is unique and special because we each have our own unique stories that we find within the music. So thank you for going on that journey with us.
And so,
We've
we're nearing the end now, you know.
We've told you our stories, how we went from other sides of the world and came together around a shared spark of vision. We've told you about the three things that have been so pivotal in our lives and our careers: curiosity, learning, and then sharing.
And so, we're grateful for all of you. So grateful for all of you for what you do day in and day out. Thank you for what you do. Go out there, continue to do what you do, soak up all that you can learn here, and share it with the world. We need all of you. You have such gifts, and the world needs you. And so as we wrap up, we hope we can do a group activity together, all right? And we're gonna make some music the same way that Philip and I had our first jam, our first spark. We want to do the same with you all. And so, can we all get on our feet? Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
We want to hear your energy.
We
all
heard
right?
some of those class shouts at the beginning of this, and we want to hear that same energy. But maybe we can get started just with some little warm-ups and some basics before we get into things.
All right. Let's just start off with the basic clap, right? I'm going to count to 4, and then we're going to clap together.
Get ready.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
That was okay. You guys can do better. All right, we're going to do it one more time.
Let's try it one more time. Let's get some
All
real
right?
gusto into those claps.
Yeah. I want to feel your energy. I want to feel the ground shake. All right? 1, 2, 3. All right.
Ooh.
All right, now we're talking. All right, let's go one more time, guys. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Here's our group. We want to all get clapping and moving together. And Kevin, if you're in the back, if the room is not shaking, we would love for it to be shaking right now. So can we all start moving a little bit together, just back and forth. Let's embody this music. Let's loosen up a little bit. Left, right, left, right, left.
All right. So now, I'm going to sing a melody, and I want you all to sing it back to me, all right?
And we want it with the energy of that second clap, not the first clap. We know what you can do. Oh, look at this. We've got a squad back here. They are getting into it. We love it.
Hey! All right.
All right,
so I'm gonna sing something, and then you're gonna sing with Philip. We're gonna do a little Simon Says. All right? 1, 2,
listen first.
Da da dum ba dum dum ba dum ba dum.
Da da lum ba da dum da dum ba dum.
One more time.
And one more time, lather. Da da dum ba da dum ba dum ba dum ba da.
All right, very good. Now we're gonna split the room up. So we got Team Jonathan over here and Team Philip over here. All right, we're gonna have a little battle. All right.
Oh, here we go.
Right. All right.
3.
So, Team Jonathan, you're gonna follow me when I sing, and then Team Philip, follow him when he sings. All right. 2. Ready. Go. Da da dum ba dum bum bum bum. One more time. Da da dum ba dum.
All right, let's show them how to do it. 3. Da da dum da da.
Hey.
Da dum da dum ba da. Again. Da da dum ba da. Dum da.
All right, so we're nearing the end here, but we have one final set that we're gonna do today. We're gonna have one final music making session that we're gonna do together, and we want to feel each and every one of you, all right? And so, anyways, thank you all. We love you all. Have a great what you do.
Have a great NCLS. Here we
All right,
go.
Team Jonathan, are we ready?
Here we go.
1, 2, ready, and go.
We're gonna solo take it down. Here we go.
We love you all. Thank you so much.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Jonathan and Philip, we would like to thank you so much for your amazing performance that truly enhanced this year's NCLS Kickoff. We thank you strongly for your contribution. If I could please invite you both back on stage. Awesome. You had a truly powerful start to this year's NCLS, and we cannot thank you enough. On behalf of the U.S. Air Force Academy and our National Character and Leadership Symposium, please accept this token of our gratitude. The base of this gift is made from the marble on our terrazzo, which the freshmen run. We hope that you will look fondly on this and remember your NCLS experience.
Absolutely. Never forget. Yep.
Great.
All right, y'all.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
During this year's NCLS, there's a special emphasis to get social and share your experience in real time, as you saw today whenever Thomas posted an Instagram story, which you should check out. We encourage you to use the NCLS 2023 to hashtag whenever you connect on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Each day, our public affairs team will be putting your photos and stories and quotes from across these platforms on our social media. Please download the Symposium app and complete the survey at the end of the weekend. We welcome your input on the experience here, and we hope you enjoy the 30th Annual National Character and Leadership Symposium. Take advantage of this opportunity and enjoy the amazing speakers. Cadets, the QR code will be posted shortly right now. Thank you for attending the Cadet Wing Kickoff. You are dismissed.